So the Shelby County Jail and the Alabama Department of Corrections have a mugshot taken of two people. Now listen to this for a second. A Pelham woman, she pleaded guilty to drugging, sexually torturing a girl for years. So the name that you need to remember is Michelle Lee Ratliff and then Edwin Ratliff. This is one of the reasons why they tell you that it's important for you to understand and know your neighbor. Because I know this kind of situation happens more often than I would like to think that it does. Stuff like this isn't happening in an open field, an abandoned warehouse, or deep underground somewhere. This very often is your next door neighbor. This could be the person that you're talking to, trading gardening secrets. They invite you over or you invite them over for dinner. And some people are so bold as to let people in their house while stuff like this is going on. So when it came down to the Ratliff family, so first off, this takes place in Pelham, where Michelle D. Ratliff was convicted of the sexual abuse of a young girl who the cops were saying that she drugged and tortured for years. There was no hiding any of this, so she pleaded guilty to sexual torture by force, first-degree sodomy, and distribution of drugs. But not just distribution of drugs, this was done to a minor. So both the Ratliffs, Edwin and Michelle, were both arrested. Now, one thing that I can't help but notice is the age difference in this. And while there's nothing wrong with the age difference, it's just something that I take into consideration because normally it's the reverse, where Michelle is 49 and Edwin is 37. So my question is, who was influencing who to do all of this? Or is it the more plausible answer that this was a joint effort? Because they got her on 8 charges. And then in 2021, a Shelby County grand jury gave him 16 charges. So to give you guys a better picture of how bad this really was, the Pelham police had reported that they were sexually abusing a female relative from about 2010, when she was 10. This all followed up until about 2019 when she finally reached out to the police herself. This girl got to the police station and then detailed every little thing that they had done to her, had given her, and in every way they had abused her, whether it be mentally or physically. If this is the kind of life that she was exposed to, I could only imagine the mental scars that she's going to have to now deal with. Without getting into too much details, they tortured this girl with all kinds of objects around the house. And these sick people even took photographs and videotaped it. So the police took it upon themselves, they got a warrant, they went down to the home located on Highway 35, and sure enough, everything that the girl had described, it was all there, all corroborated in their face for them to see. Videos, the room, the pictures, and the kind of drugs that they were giving her were like Adderall, Suboxone, and Percocets. What I find interesting about this, and hear me out, is Suboxone, so it's an opioid that you're supposed to get by prescription. The crazy part is, it's supposed to help you with opioid dependency. So when you become overly reliant or dependent on a certain opioid, you take this and it's supposed to kind of wean you off of it. So when they're giving her things like Adderall and then Percocet, you can only imagine what that's doing to her. So if they're giving her this, it makes me now wonder how much were they really giving her that they would have to bring her down gradually. I really hate to think of it like that, but you can already get the idea that these people are not normal, they're monsters. And so the two of them, Edwin and Michelle, they were both sentenced to a consecutive 26 years each. She won't be eligible for parole, and on top of that, she will not receive any correctional incentive time, or, to put it another way, she cannot get out on good behavior. And with him, it's the exact same thing. They're gonna serve that 26 years. And once they serve that 26 years, I hope they put them in a new jail and let them serve another 26. But she's 49. By the time she gets out, she's gonna be 75. The district attorney even added in his own 2 cents by saying that crimes such as this one are a stain on the entire community, and then went about thanking the victim for her courage. To do this to a grown woman, I would call you sick. I don't think I'd be way off in saying that you would probably need to spend the rest of your life in jail. But this wasn't done to a grown woman. This started from the time that this girl was a minor. She was 10. There are some questions that weren't answered though, such as, why was this girl with them for so long? Where was her family? And I'm tempted to ask the last question, which is, how did no one, none of the neighbors, no one like that, even notice that there was a child in the house? And no one thought to ask any questions. Is this one of those houses that's isolated by itself where every neighbor is maybe an hour away? Whatever it is, I hope this girl finds a way to just get her life in order and can salvage some level of happiness. But that's all I got for now, guys. Let me know what it is that you think. Do you think 26 years is enough? Or should they do like what they said in Cars? Put them in jail until the jail rots, and then once the jail rots, build another jail and put them back in that one. I'll see you guys for the next one. Be easy, y'all.
And then I'm gonna move them to a new jail and let that jail rot.